Hello friend, it's Mark out on the back 40, and in this episode let's talk about Reed Canary Grass. I've got a couple spots, probably a grand total of maybe 4 or 5 acres on this property. You've probably got some that low area where this grass grows and you think it's great, but it's really not. So let's kind of talk about what we're doing about it. Out here, I don't like how open this is. And when Jake Alinger from Habitat 360 came out here to do a consultation for me, he kind of said the same thing. Like, this is Reed Canary Grass, and I have found Reed Canary Grass to be pretty useless. I think it fools you. You in the summertime, you know, it's gonna be 5-6 feet tall and deer bed in it, and you think like, oh my gosh, this is like switchgrass, man. This is the greatest thing. And then as soon as the weather even thinks about snowing or thinks about having wind, look at it, it just lays down. And now it's completely useless. It's pretty much wide open. And so how do you address this and take care of this? Well, a couple of things. One of the experiments I tried, and I'm going to take you over there to it, I tried to just knock, you can see there's old trees in here that are dying, ash and elm trees that are dying from disease, and they eventually fall over, and I knocked a couple of them over right over there. What I was hoping was going to happen is that when I knocked them down in this Reed Canary Grass, which is different than the fescue grass I showed you a second ago, I was hoping that there would be a lot of growth around those trees like we saw a minute ago out by the fescue kind of grass, but that did not happen. I think that this Reed Canary Grass is so thick and so aggressive. Again, I just want to come over here and show you one. Like, I dropped this and I thought the same thing would happen, that this would start getting thick all along and through here with brush, and other stuff would grow up and we'd have succession. But that does not happen in Reed Canary Grass. So that doesn't work. So number two, what I'm doing is what Jake Alinger suggested, and I gotta see if I can find something here. I gotta find the line, is to plant Streamco Willows. Yep, here's one right here. Okay, so two years ago, I planted these things, and there's, it's probably hard to see on the video, but there's a line of them right here. And if I step right over here, here's another one right here, and another line going there. So I have spread in this area these Streamco Willows that will get thick and start thickening this up and giving it structure. But you know, you get a little impatient, don't you? like how long is it going to take for those things to grow? So it's been 2 years to where they are now, so it'll probably be exponential, I guess I'm hoping. Yeah, here you go. See how, I mean, when I planted them, they were like 3 foot. So 2 seasons, I mean, they've gotten almost 10 foot tall, but they just got to thicken up. And then there's one, and there's one, and there's one. So yeah, just got to be patient, I guess. I was looking at what my shrub and tree order was going to be from Cold Stream Nursery, and I was going to order a bunch more. And then I decided, well, I better come out and see. I don't remember how many I planted, and they're all over in here. Here's a trail that I used to go on to hunt, and I planted some Streamcos along the edge here, and along the edge right there. You can see those. These ones, when I planted, was probably 4 years ago. All they were was a twig. I mean, it literally was just a twig, and you could stick it in the ground. It's like sticking a 12-inch long, half-inch wide twig into the ground, and it's so easy in the spring. I mean, this is so easy to plant. I mean, you could plant hundreds of these things in no time. It's so easy because the ground is soft in the spring, and there's no shovel involved. You literally just have to push them in. So the other day I dropped these poplars down too. So this used to be, I mean, you can see there's some big poplars here that I knocked down. And so what I'm trying to do here is just get some structure out in, again, into this Reed Canary Grass. So it's also going to thicken up back up there. Part of Jake's plan suggested we really thicken this edge up right here because the food plot is right on the other side of that. And so we dropped all these down, and this is what it looks like now. So that went pretty well. The time of year to do these poplars is definitely in the winter time because all the energy is down in the roots. And when spring hits, it will send up a ton of shoots all through here. This will be so thick in here, it's going to be great. it's going to be really great. And then I guess maybe another thing I want to show you in successional growth over here is I think these are basswood trees, or a basswood tree, 2 of them there, and they never really got going, a growth down underneath it. And again, I'm going to show you what I did, and all of a sudden it's getting little saplings going. So see this tree right here that I dropped, that's probably 4 years ago. Well, I dropped that, and all of a sudden the deer can't get in here, and now look what's happening. Now there's all these saplings growing. If you were out here 5 years ago, before I dropped this big tree, it would be solid Reed Canary Grass. But you can see all of a sudden the successional growth is getting going. Now it's going to thicken this area up, which is great. And so here's a shot from the other side of those poplars. I'm in the food plot right here. And you know, this edge is what Jake suggested we really get this thickened up really good. So drop those poplar trees, and looking forward to all the slashings coming up through this whole area here now. Just tons and tons and tons of slashings. Well, that was last year's cut, but here's a little bit of what I did this year. Actually, it was just yesterday. Cut all these down. And again, I fell them out there, hoping that maybe some birds will perch on here. Their droppings will go down, and some seed, miraculously, a couple of seeds will get something else going in here to start thickening this up. But over there is all that basswood we were just looking at, starting to thicken up, and it is moving this way. So all of this eventually, I just got to be patient, right? Like, it can't happen overnight. You know, the Streamco Willows are all over in there. I'm dropping these in here. We're going to let this continue to go, let that basswood go, the Streamcos go. All this poplar is going to come up. So this is going to be a waiting game. Like, I just need to be patient for a few more years, and I think it's going to end up looking significantly different, and it will be thickening up. Yeah, buck rub. So we are on the other side of the poplars that we were just talking about a second ago. There's that whole big open Reed Canary Grass area out there. We're thickening this edge up right here so that the food plot feels more comfortable for them. And we do have a pond right here. And what I want to show you, what we're trying to do is, as we thicken it up, you can see how it's thick on the right here, a little opening, and then the pond and thick. You know, this is where I have had a buck, a really nice buck bed in here before, somewhere around here. I can't remember where, but I just saw this yesterday when I was walking around too. Like, here's a nice scrape, and it's funny because there's a this is like Grand Central Station. Again, it's one of those social things. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a heavy trail coming out of the bedding right there. They come across here, and they go down right there, and they go down right there into the water and get a drink of water. And it's just, I thought it was kind of funny how the buck hangs out right here by the pond where he knows all the does are going to come to get a drink of water, and has his little social area to keep tabs on what's going on. So unfortunately, this is in the middle of the property, and I am not going to hunt this. I am not going to set up a stand on here. I'm not going to do anything here to interrupt this. I want this to be something where a buck feels comfortable for years and years and years doing this, passes on from generation to generation, and I will take the chance that at some point they're so comfortable in the middle of the property, they're going to go out to the edges where I have blinds, the north blind, the west blind, the fort. I'm going to take a chance that at some point he's going to be going by one of those blinds where I can get a shot in daylight.